All right, so we're about 72 hours in. How are you guys feeling with Madden 23?
Why can't I pass it?
Well, if you guys take a look across the social media sphere with this game, you're probably seeing quite a bit of feedback that is talking about the nickel 3-3, formerly known as the nickel 3-3-5, linebacker blitz 0, which is a double loop meta. Now, before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know that over on my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg, we have put out a tip that makes these loopers block themselves. It is not formation specific, so that way you guys can run this out of any playbook in Madden. Trust me, this is something you are going to want to do because this is going to win you a lot of games. It is in the vault. Go check it out right there in the vault. Otherwise, in today's video, we're going to be talking why you guys don't necessarily need route tech. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Dave from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why I think the whole man coverage being great sentiment is maybe a little bit misguided. You have to remember that a lot of the feedback that you guys see on social media is based on Madden Ultimate Team. Now, Madden Ultimate Team this year has All Pro for the MUT Champions mode and regular seasons, but they also have All Madden seasons. And it depends on what players you're hearing talk about the game and what modes they play in particular, that is going to kind of relate to the feedback being given. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that most of the players that are saying the man coverage is really, really good are the comp guys. Those are guys that are playing all Madden seasons. And, right now they're experiencing this loop meta where the sheds are really fast, faster than they are on All Pro. And also the man coverage response is tighter. So you're seeing basically man coverage being so good on all Madden. And you couple that with the fact that there's really two things that are lacking on the offensive side of the ball right now. One, we don't have a velocity ability, meaning that the ball's coming out a little bit loopier in trajectory, less velocity on the throw. And also we don't have route tech yet in the game. Now, in today's video, I'm going to give you guys something that is a reminder. If you guys have been rocking with me for a long time, you guys know that this is arguably my favorite ability in the game because it is so easy to get on most receivers. In fact, last year, I was very, very big on an ability that is known as short and elite. And short and elite, if you were to take a look at really what it says, it's misguided. It says improve catching on short passes inside the numbers. But what we're going to notice here as we actually use this ability is that you're going to be able to get elite cuts on pretty much every single cut for any route as long as the receiver is lined up inside the numbers. Now, Justin Jefferson has route tech. So I don't really want to get too deep into the route tech itself and kind of confuse you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over to the San Fran 49ers, and you'll see that George Kittle has short and elite. And we're going to go into practice mode, and I'm going to utilize him on all Madden against man-to-man coverage. And what you're going to find is that this is basically baby route tech. Last year, I was a big fan of using short and elite on any receiver that didn't get route tech. So in a lot of cases, I was using physical archetype receivers that were getting short and elite for 2 AP instead of paying for the route tech for 3 AP. That's why I say all the time that I feel like this game, at least from a competitive standpoint, is more or less about your AP management. Knowing how to utilize your ability points is very, very key. So let's go ahead and take the field here with the Niners. I'll just go ahead and play against, we'll play against the Rams, even though they're going to holler at me. And we are going to play on all Madden. Now, short and elite is something that is found throughout the game right now. I know that the tight end, Donald Parham, gets it. I've heard rumors that Pitts gets it. Right now, it's so early that I don't really know the content back and forward. So you guys feel free to comment below and let us know. That'll help the video out. While you're at it, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up. Helps the video and the algorithm reach more players like you that are trying to improve at Madden. But let's go ahead and take the field here with Kittle. Now, the way that short and elite works is basically as long as you choose a formation where the player with that ability lines up inside the numbers, you are going to get the best version of a cut on that route. So it's not just for catching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Kittle and I'll put him against man-to-man coverage, and I'm just going to put him on an in route. and we're going to snap this ball, and he's going to light up. And you see that he gets a separation animation against man-to-man on all Madden. Very, very easy. It doesn't matter if it's an in-breaking route or an out-breaking route. As long as the cut occurs inside the numbers, you're going to be just fine. So here I'll put him on an out route. You're going to see that he lit up, and I was able to throw that. Now, one thing that I think matters more this year than any other year is what you saw there in that example. While the ability lit up, leverage is very, very important. I think that people developed a really bad habit last year of kind of playing this game and thinking it doesn't matter where the man coverage lines up. If I have a route ability, it should cook the man coverage no matter what. This year, I think that you guys really ought to pay attention to leverage. So as it pertains to this interaction, this safety has high outside leverage on my route, and I'm running an out route right into that leverage. So it doesn't matter that I have that ability, it's still going to give him an opportunity to make a play on the ball, in which case, if I were playing a user, that's an easy click on undercut for an interception. So it's really important that you guys pay attention to your leverage of that player. If I know it's man-to-man and it's likely the safety high and outside, I definitely want to make sure that I am running a route that's going to break over the middle. You see right here, I used a deep in route, which is really ironic because it's called short in elite. It's basically supposed to occur 0 to 10 yards from the line of scrimmage inside the numbers. Well, if I use a smart in route, you could definitely tell that's breaking around 12.5 yards. Very, very easy, and it's going to light up. So again, you see right here, see how it lit up? It's a flicker. That's the biggest difference this year, is that it does flicker a lot. Now, the other thing that's really, really important when you're playing man-to-man coverage is that you try to create some open throwing lanes for your player. Very, very key. You see right there, I was able to get him open because I switched up my route combo a little bit. Sometimes when you have route combos where maybe you have a fullback in the backfield running a route, that can cause swap offs. It can cause the player to maybe leverage differently right as the ball is snapped to kind of like play in between two routes. You'll notice that there's man swapping throughout the game in general. So don't just go out there and just think, okay, outside leverage, I'm just going to run any in-breaking pattern. Pay attention to what you're labbing up, because it's very, very important. You're going to see right here, he lit up, and then you're going to want to use like a down on your precision pass. Always read the leverage, and I think that that's a really underrated tip. In fact, I'm going to do something a little bit more with this in the near future, but I think it's super, super important, and I think EA made this on purpose. They want you to use the skill-based passing. If you use the classic pass leads, you're only going to get the up, down, left, right, basically your cardinal directions, and then you're kind of in between, like, the 45-degree marks in between those 4 points that you have for your pass leads. So it can be really, really difficult to use the classic pass leading, whereas you might be able to squeeze a throw against man coverage a little bit better with this particular mechanic. So, right here, I'm going to go back to that out route that wasn't open. You might actually see if I could throw this kind of in a spot where I can put the ball on the body, that could actually be really, really helpful, because, okay, I don't really want him to, for instance, undercut that because I'm throwing it too out near the sideline or whatever. I want to, be able to throw this ball in a spot, right there, for instance, I was able to, that was bad pass there in that regard. Again, we'll get into how to use this more, but you're going to be able to use this in a situation where you can, fit the ball body relative, which is going to be great for some of those throws in tighter man coverage. Again, not the goal of today's video, but, again, right there under pressure.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Being able to master this ability is going to be key for you guys. Ignore the fact that we'll get into an actual tutorial that's going to teach you guys. I've actually got somebody coming to Gridiron Game Plans this year that's really, really good at this. So just kind of take that for what it's worth. But in general, make sure that you guys are taking advantage of short and elite. It is really, really, really key. So right there, I'm just doing that out of strong close. Let's go ahead and kind of just show you this. This works in really any formation. So as long as they're lined up inside the numbers, they are going to get the best version of their cut. So let's see. You may want to pay attention to the fact some formations or some routes don't necessarily light up. One that, for instance, I noticed last year doesn't really light up is wheels. Kind of labbing this on the fly here to see if it does. No, it doesn't. But again, as long as your player lines up inside the numbers, the basic routes that you throw, slants, ins, outs, those are going to, obviously the apprentice routes, those are going to work as well. So if I wanted to use, this is a corner route, you know, this should be something that lights up, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, you see how it lit up? And then I could throw, you'd want to throw a different placement, probably a left trigger down and outside on that particular throw. But the ability itself does light up, but that's only part of the equation. So I'm hoping that this is informational for you guys. Really, really key to kind of understand, you know, see how I was able to use that and get myself a body relative throw that was either me or nobody. You know, if I wanted to use, here's for instance, this is the wide receiver corner. I think that this one actually doesn't work as well because it might be a little too deep, but let's give that a go real quick. See if he lights up. Yeah, he did. But again, you're going to want to make sure that you're using the right routes. I really find this year, I think slants are phenomenal. So, you know, if you have a short and elite on a slant, provided he doesn't fall down. Yeah, he bumped into some guys there. But again, I think that, you know, a lot of you guys probably weren't aware about short and elite and its value when you're playing with this. Again, you see right there just how much separation. Again, I do know the pass rush is insane. I think that's 90% of the issues people are having with me in coverage. You know, if you think back a couple years ago, Madden 21, that was a man coverage based game with not really much of a pass rush. This year's game is a man coverage based game with a ton of pass rush. So it can be really, really tough. You guys are going to have to, you know, learn to get the ball out. It's a check down based game. You know, a lot of these reps are being ruined by, there we go. Got a good example of a short end slant there. So make sure you guys are using your slants, use your square ins, your square outs. Very, very valuable. You know, obviously some of the other routes that are in the tree will lab through, get you guys some best routes. Mid-in, I think, is going to be really, really valuable this year as well, because there's certain throws last year. I know crossers lit up with short and elite for some reason. I think this year you're going to need mid-in, but we're on that path. Make sure you guys are utilizing the elite style abilities. They're not just for catching. They also help you guys in route running. And then when the route techs come out, you won't have to worry half as much about that. But hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next one. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.